So this is Minelle Mahtani, host of Sense of Place, and this is my video blog, my first one for the week ending February 19th. So this week was really special for me. I haven't had an encounter like this before, and I just had to share it because I was so moved by it. So I haven't been doing the show for a while. You're probably noticing a lot of hosts coming in, rotating, but I'm back now for good. And I walked in on Monday, and Kirk LaPointe was standing at the front desk. And he said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm fine." I said, "How are you, Kirk?" And he said, "Well, I get to interview Ruth Reichel on Monday." And I said, "No, you aren't. You know, you're not doing that." And he goes, "Yes, I am." I said, "You're not going to interview her. I'm going to interview her. She's like my hero. Always wanted to interview her." And some of you will know Ruth Reichel is an important food critic and writer. She's written several books, including Tender to the Bone and Garlic and Sapphires, and she has a new book out. And I basically begged Kirk to give me the interview, and he very grudgingly said yes, after triumphantly explaining to me how much he really wanted to do it. Anyway, I had an hour to prep for this interview, and I hadn't really had a chance to peruse her new book, which is all about cooking during a very difficult year for her. So I literally ran off to Ed's Daily up the street and started to read this book cover to cover in an hour. And I came back and I brought a little pot of soup from Ed's Daily for Ruth, knowing that she would probably be starving. So Quinn at Ed's Daily had cooked her up this gorgeous soup, and Ruth had a chance to eat it, and then we did the interview, and it was one of those moments where I felt she was just channeling exactly the words that I needed to hear at that moment. It was for me, a very emotional interview, and I felt really honored that Ruth also took me aside afterwards and said it was a great interview. So one of those moments, again, where I'm really grateful for my job, and I just want to thank all of you for listening.